Hi everyone. Let us have an interesting session today. Today we are going to study our new chapter, Cell, the Structure and Function. I am sure that nobody will be here who have not seen a building, isn't it? Tell me, how the wall of these buildings are constructed? Yes, it is made up of blocks of bricks. A worker arranged these bricks one by one in a uniform manner and finally the walls are constructed. So we can say that the bricks are the building blocks of these buildings. In a very similar way, when we talk about a living organism, whether it is a human being or an elephant or a bird or even plants which are seen around us, all these organisms are also made up of small building blocks called cells. Now let's define what is a cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life. What do you mean by structural and functional unit of life? When I say structural unit, that means the structure of a living organism is basically made up of cells. So many cells together constitute the structure of a human being or constitute the structure of a plant body or any other organisms. When I say functional unit, that means all those functions which are performed by the living organisms. For example, humans. In our body, so many activities takes place like digestion, respiration, excretion, transportation, etc. Do you know how these activities happen in our body? Cells or group of cells actually performs all these functions. So we can say that cells are the structural and functional unit of life. Now let's study the discovery of cells. Robert Hooke around 1665 discovered cell. He designed a microscope. This is the photograph of Robert Hooke's self-designed microscope. Once he observed thin slices of cork through his microscope. Cork means it is a part of the bark of a tree. He noticed partitioned boxes or compartments in the cork cells like this. These boxes appeared like a honeycomb. He also noticed that one box was separated from the other by a wall or partition. Robert Hooke coined the term cell for each box. There are millions of living organisms around us. All these organisms are of different shapes and sizes. And also, there is a great variation in the number of cells present in the body of these organisms. Now let's study the different types of organisms based on the number of cells present in their body. Look at the pictures here. These are the pictures of amoeba, paramecium and euglena. All these organisms are made up of a single cell. The single-celled organisms are called unicellular organisms. A single-celled organism performs all the necessary functions like digestion, respiration, excretion, etc. Here we can see a tiger and a mango tree. The body of these organisms are made up of many cells. Organisms made of many cells are called multicellular organisms. In multicellular organisms, there is clear division of labor. Division of labor means different organs are responsible for performing different functions like digestion, respiration, excretion, etc. In these organisms, these functions are carried out by groups of specialized cells forming tissues. Tissues in turn form organs and so on. Depending on the number of cells present in the body of the organism, there are two types of organisms, unicellular organism and multicellular organism. Unicellular organism, the body of the organism is made of a single cell, and if the organisms are made of more than one cell, then they are called multicellular organisms. Hope you have understood the topics very well. Next class we will study the different types of cells present in the animal body and their functions. Thank you.